What's up, you mad dogs? This is my recap reaction video for this week's UFC Fight Night, which just took place. Brandon Moreno versus Kavanagh. We got the pick right in the main event once again. Kavanagh gets it done with a spectacular performance in the main event. Beats Brandon Moreno by 5-round unanimous decision in Mexico on 3 weeks short notice. Wow. Wow. The prospect still lives. Very good. Very, very good performance there from Kavanagh. First 2 rounds were very dominant. As we predicted, he was just too much for Brandon Moreno on the feet. Too physical. He was way too quick, way too physical on the feet. And was just doing well, especially with the low kicks. He was working those low kicks really well. Had his leg busted up early, which paid off in the long run. First 2 rounds, dominant performance on the feet. Moreno started to get his clinch work in a little bit into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. But no damage, minimal damage, knees to the thigh, nothing significant. And each time, Kavanagh would be able to break off towards the end of the round and then land some damaging shots. I'd say he'd picked up at least 4 of the 5 rounds. I'd probably score maybe the 3rd round to Moreno. But yeah, Kavanagh, just a spectacular performance with the striking. Learned a lot, obviously, from the Charles Johnson loss. That was kind of what I was banking on for this pick. I figured he's got a pretty high ceiling. He's a pretty good prospect. He's going to learn a lot from this. Now, big ask, coming to Mexico, fight Brandon Moreno on 3 weeks short notice, especially bouncing back off of a KO loss. But he gets it done and proves that he is top contender material, especially in the flyweight division. Of course, in the fucking flyweight division, what the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, the rest of the card was pretty awesome too. A lot of fun finishes on this card. Not a whole lot of actual UFC level contenders, but all round, a lot of good finishes on the card and a few fun fights along the way. In the co-main event, vintage Chito Vera performance. Couldn't get much more Chito Vera than that. Not throwing fuck all for 2 whole rounds, and then just picking it up in the 3rd, looking for the kill. Just pure standard operating procedure here for Chito Vera. We called it in the prediction video. The output, there just wasn't going to be enough. David Martinez did well. A lot of footwork on the back foot, lateral movements to move around the cage. And he was good with the counters too. Putting big power into the shots, kept landing that right over the top. Was working that lead uppercut pretty well into combinations. Kept landing it early on. Started landing it a bit less later on. Got a couple takedowns as well. Earlier on, he wasn't able to get takedowns late. He did shoot for a couple. But just to mix it up, he did pretty good. And a bit of dominant top control just to end off the rounds in the 1st and the 2nd, I believe. Yeah, decent performance here by David Martinez against... I feel like we all expected this from Chito Vera. It was just too... It's just what he's been doing. It's just what Chito Vera has been doing lately. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because I like Chito Vera, man. It kind of sucks to see because he used to be exciting back before O'Malley fucking schooled him for 5 rounds. Anyways, good performance by David Martinez. I like David Martinez as a prospect, so I'm keen to see who he gets next. He's definitely up in there now. 2 wins against ranked opponents. That brings us to the feature bout. Fucking... Oh, King Green. Eating my words for 2 of King Green's fights in a row. The last one was stupid, but this one was stupid too. Daniel Zellhuber, I even called it in the prediction video. I feel like he's going to have trouble with the speed, and he did. He couldn't get anything going. King Green was making him miss. And I knew at the end of the 1st round, he went back to his corner and he said, "Oh, he's hitting me. It's really fast. Hit him into the body." Just reminded me of his last fight. He said, "Oh, Michael Johnson is really fast, really hard to hit." I just knew as soon as he said that, his confidence was out the fucking window, and he was going to lose this fight. And he lost this fight by knockout in the second round of a TKO. King Green catching him as he started to. It looked like he was getting a bit frustrated there. Zellhuber into the second round, wasn't landing anything and started throwing very messy, and looked like he was getting a bit frustrated, and then was just starting to get caught coming into the pocket. Every time he'd enter, King Green would catch him with something big. And he ended up catching him with like a big hook or something, and then dropped him, followed up, put him out. Fight was done. He's going in the black books. Not picking him ever again. That was a little bit annoying. I've never been that high on him, to be honest. But for some reason, I picked him last time out against Michael Johnson, and then I let him do it to me again. So probably won't be picking him again anytime soon. Very horrible performance by Daniel Zellhuber, not being able to use his range advantages to his advantage. King Green, good performance. You have to give him that. Did well. Put him out. This performance was a little bit weird from Edgar Chairez. I went with him to win. I think I said early submission. Wins a decision, split decision. Felipe Bunes clearly took the first round. Had a standing back take for a good part of the first round. Maybe like 2-3 minutes worth of it. Second round, not a whole lot of output. A little bit slow. I scored it to Chairez live off the damage. I feel like he did the more damaging shots, but it was very close, as you can see here, 21-20. And then round 3, Bunes did get the takedown at one point, but I don't know, man. It was a close fight. I scored it to Chairez. I don't know if that was just me being biased in the moment, considering it was very, very close. But I just thought he did the more damaging shots. I thought in the third it was clear that he was doing the more damaging shots as well. And he started working well to the body in the third round. And I think that was the difference there. It really started to slow Bunes down. And yeah, Chairez, uncharacteristic performance by Chairez, just to say the least. I expected a lot more output from him. He usually comes out a lot more aggressive and a lot more on the front foot, where it seemed like kind of from the jump he was on the back foot a whole lot more. So I don't know what was going on there, but gets the win either way. Split decision. Imanol Rodriguez. Wow. Okay. I had Imanol Rodriguez to win in the first 2 rounds by knockout, and he gets it done by a second round knockout in an impressive performance, but it didn't come without adversity. He got dropped bad, hit on the temple cleanly in the first round. I thought it was over. He was on the ropes bad, got dropped, got back up, stumbled over again, and then ended up on the ground in top position and was able to ride out the rest of the round and recoup himself. And then comes out into the second round, starts landing on Borjas, starts ripping the body of it, and then gets him up against the cage, puts some combinations on him and puts him down. Gets the knockout in the second round. Late in the second round too, 4 minutes 20 into the round. Very close, so very close in the first round to losing that undefeated record. Snaps victory from the jaws of defeat. Good comeback win here by Imanol Rodriguez. And look, a good performance. Kevin Borjas can be tricky. He gave Josh Van some troubles in their fight. He can be a tricky fighter, so I think he was having a bit of trouble with the range of Borjas. It kind of looked like maybe he was struggling to get into the pocket with somebody who was trying to find the right shots to set it up, you know. But he finds the win. Round 2 knockout. Very close though. Very, very close to losing that. And that brings us to the first fight of the main card. Santiago Luna, I had to win by submission in the first 2 rounds. But he puts on an absolute striking clinic here against Angel Pacheco. I thought Angel Pacheco could possibly give him some troubles in the striking. He's known for being pretty tough, especially off that Dana White's Contender Series fight. And he showed it again here. Santiago Luna put quite a working on him here with the striking. And he showed him a lot of improvement. I guess a lot more composure than what he showed in his first fight. I feel like in his first fight, he was a lot like that. You know, Manuel Torres swings wild, leaves the chin out there to be hit. Actually got dropped in his first fight. But this fight, he came out and he had good head movement, good defense, striking defense. And he worked a good 3 rounds on Angel Pacheco. Using those front kicks were really good. They were doing good work for him up to the body. He was mixing it up to the body really well. And that was quite impressive to see from such a young fighter. I feel like he could go a long way. I feel like he's got really good potential. As long as he keeps learning. He's just going to have to keep getting better and better. That's what you do, man. But good prospect. Good prospect. I'm keen to see what fight he gets next. Can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. I'm too tired. But, yeah. Good performance here. Put on a striking clinic here against Angel Pacheco and really outworked him, mixing it up to the body and the head. Doing a good job all around to stay defensively minded as well. And yeah, brings us to the prelims. We'll rip through these. Oh, fuck. Ryan Gandra. This was pretty clear cut, I feel like. Jose, the human punching bag, Medina. He's a human punching bag. Is this the right fucking strikes? Is this the right? No. The hell? This didn't go 3 rounds. What's going on there? I wanted to bring up the stat. Yeah, there we go. There. So this just proves that Jose Medina is a human punching bag, as he landed 0 strikes. I don't think he threw anything. Right from the jump, 41 seconds in, Ryan Gandra straight on the pressure, bombs up against the fence, puts him out cold. Oh, not cold, but puts him down. Had him on the ropes right from the jump. Yeah. I think it might be time to have a conversation with Jose Medina. He's not UFC level, man. It's cool winning money on him, on his losses, but there's got to come a point where you're like, yeah, we've used his ticket a few times now. All right. Jose Medina, the human punching bag, proves to be a great punching bag and gets knocked out in the first round, as predicted, I think, by many. Aylin Perez, good 2 second and third round against Macy Chiasson. I actually predicted in this fight that Macy would have a good first round and Aylin would pick up with the grappling into the second and third round, and that's exactly what happened. Not the best fight to watch. Pretty boring, to be honest. A lot of grappling. But yeah, Aylin Perez, good performance. Wins round 2 and 3 with the grappling. Kristen Quinones couldn't get the finish over Chris Mutino, and that proves, I think, his level. Chris Mutino, all he had for Quinones here was the ability to walk forward and get hit in the face. Quinones mixed in the grappling. Yeah, he won all 3 rounds clearly, I think, but get the finish, man. Chris Mutino's fucking dog shit, bro. Get the finish. Christian Quinones ain't going too far in the UFC, let's just say that. Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. I went with Javier Reyes here. What did I say? I think knockout first or second round. He gets the knockout late in the first round. I did say that, look, he's not the best. He's not the best, and he leaves his chin out to be hit. I noticed that watching his fight with Larry and Douglas. I think it was LFA or some shit. Fucking before the UFC. But he doesn't look that great in moments in the striking. And he got caught here early on. He got caught by Douglas Silva de Andrade. And I thought it was just about to be over. But he manages to survive. Mixes in some grappling. Gets dominant top position. Starts laying down some ground and pound. And after about maybe a minute or so of damage taken by Douglas, Herb Dean steps in with like 1 second to go on the clock. And it's done. Round 1 TKO for Javier Reyes. Good win, but he's going to get checked by someone. You can just sense it just by the way he leaves the way he enters the pocket, and he's just so hit. He's so there to be hit when he enters the pocket. It's someone will expose that, no doubt. But he is a finisher, so he's dangerous. Regina Turin versus Onesta Karasgate. I actually went with Onesta here. I originally picked against her with Sofia Montenegro, but obviously Turin steps in on 3 days' notice. I just thought the resume of Onesta would. I don't know. I didn't have too much of a look into this fight, so it is what it is. But Turin comes in and wins, I think, all 3 rounds here, to be honest. It was close, but she did the more damaging shots. I feel like she landed the better shots and let her take that takedown there in the end as well. Yeah, steps in 3 days' notice. Welcome to the UFC, Regina Turin. Good win on 3 days' notice against someone who I wasn't too high on. Good win either way. To come in here and, take that moment, take that opportunity, and, yeah, get the absolute best out of it with a win and a welcome to the UFC in your home city, or in your home country, I guess. Francis Marshall. Oh, no. Oh, no. What's going on here? There we go. Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. I had Francis Marshall to win an early submission here, round 1 or 2. He gets it done by round 1 submission. Right from the jump, Eric Silva landed a spinning heel kick straight to the face. Francis Marshall just ate it straight up, easy as. Shoots in a good takedown, gets him to the ground, works his way to the back, and, thinks up that choke. Nice and easy. I feel like this was a pretty straightforward pick. Yeah, good win by Francis Marshall. I think he deserved a layup. He's had a tough run. They've handed him some tough matchups, and he's not looked too bad in them. Very close fight with Marin Santos in that last fight. So, look, this dude's not too bad, like I was saying in the prediction video. Damian Pinas opens up the card with a spectacular knockout. What the fuck is wrong with Wes Schultz? He doesn't take punches very well at all, does he? He does not. Wes Schultz look like a coward out there. I know Pinas is a very scary, very physical, very powerful, athletic fighter. But you can't be fucking timid out there, man. You can't be timid out there. You're going to get slept. Especially when you're timid out there in front of a guy like this. He's going to fucking put you to sleep. Pinas dropped Schultz here, like, what have we got? 2 official knockdowns. I thought he dropped him like 3 or 4 times. And it just looked like, as Schultz got hit, it looked like he just like threw himself over, like completely overboard to make it look like he'd just fallen over. It was weird. Just the way he was taking the shots, it just didn't look good. Didn't look good at all. And yeah, I don't like his chances moving up at all into the UFC if that's how he takes damage from a physical athlete, Damian Pinas with explosive shots to the face. Pause. Fuck. Anyways, it was a good card and a spectacular, honestly, great performance from Lonier Kavanagh. I'm so glad that he got that win and he's not 0-2 in the UFC, or 0-2 in these last fucking 2 on a 2-fight loss streak, whatever the fuck. Jesus Christ, this is like the 3rd time I've recorded this because of sound issues. Thanks for watching if you got to this point. Oh yeah, I went 11-13 on picks this week, so pretty good, pretty happy with that. Thanks for watching. If you got to this point of the video, drop a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.